Hi, this is Karen of Karen Schulz Designs, and thank you for coming to my story Facebook group. I assume you're here because you want to tell your story. You matter, you know your story matters, and you want to tell it rather than leaving it up to somebody else. So most of us probably are scrapbookers, right? So can you tell a story on a scrapbook page? Well, yeah, you can. There is a little bit of a basic difference though, and I'd like to cover that before we go into anything else. A scrapbook page in its most basic form is about documenting events with pretty papers, embellishments, and sometimes some journaling. Sometimes we remember to do that, sometimes we don't. Storytelling focuses more on the why of a photo or the why of a page. You put a photo on a page and we want to know why you're drawn to that. What does it make you remember or feel or think about? Don't get me wrong, there's absolutely nothing wrong with gorgeous, beautiful scrapbook pages. We see them in galleries all the time and we think, oh my goodness, could I have a scrapbook like that? That would be wonderful. And those are pieces of art, and those are sometimes different than a storytelling page. A storytelling page, like I said, we want to have somebody else look at it, look at that photo and know what it means to us, why it was important to us. So if you have a desire to leave your own legacy to your family or your friends, you're absolutely in the right place. I'm going to guide you through the steps, and we're going to have a book on you completed by the end of the year, I think. If you keep up with the program, you'll have that done. So what are reasons that you don't want to tell your story? Well, I think they're probably universal. You don't have enough time. You don't like to journal. You don't want to share negative things about your life. You spend too much time deciding what to put on a scrapbook page. Guilty of that. You don't have enough photos from your childhood or your growing up days, or the photos aren't great quality. You don't feel you have anything to say. You feel overwhelmed by the whole thought of just starting a project like this. And you feel paralyzed. You don't know where to start. That's where I come in, and that's where the My Story project comes in. I'm going to give you some tips on how to save time, how to make time for this important part of your life. I'm going to give you tips on how to make time to make your storybook. If you can talk, you can journal. I'm going to give you some tips on how to do that. What you choose to share is your own decision. Not everybody wants to put out there the negative things that have happened to them, and that's okay. You don't have to. Whatever you want to share, it's totally up to you. My story is about storytelling. It's not about using every single embellishment in a kit or a collection. It's really about minimal embellishments, again, with the story as the focus. Do you think your life is boring and you don't have anything to say? Well, do you talk to your friends, your family? What do you talk about? If you talk to anybody else besides yourself, and even with yourself, you have something to say, and that needs to be recorded. The My Story project is broken down into several bite-sized sections. Right now, this is just section 1. It's early childhood, I call it, basically birth to up to school, your first day of school. The second segment will be school days. The third will be young adulthood, and then adulthood, and then a senior if you are a senior. So these are bite-sized programs or segments. You're going to come out about every 2 months so you don't feel overwhelmed and you can focus on just one at a time. You're going to be leaving a legacy with your stories, something that is going to live beyond you, beyond this moment. And it's really important to get it right. So thank you for investing in the My Story program. I'm really, honestly, very excited to see what you do. It's a passion of mine to have people tell their stories. And I hope that you enjoy the process as we go throughout the year together. I'll see you in the next video.